Yeah, good morning everyone. So last session we have discussed about the joins, how to join multiple tables. So that is what here we have in the class notes. See now here guys, so we have seen that how to join multiple tables, and we saw that some homework and conditions on the pre-catch and multiple tables, how to join multiple tables. That's what we saw that last session. And today we are going to see self-join, the concept of self-join, and how to delete the data, update the data by using the joins concept. That's what we can see that today. So self-join is a kind of join where we are going to join same table twice. Say we are going to use the same table as an inner table as well as outer table, and the same table we are going to join. That's what that concept we are going to calling as a self-join concept. So now here we are going to see that. So how these self-joins will work. So now I am connecting to the SQL server. Let me open that self-join file. And here we can see that how the self-join will work. So self-join is not a keyword, guys. That means we are not going to write the self-join in our SQL query. Self-join is not a keyword. Self-join is not a keyword. Self-join is a concept actually. So where we are going to use two tables as the same table, as a inner table as well as outer table. Self-join means we will be using same table as inner and outer table in a query. You see that example of self-join here. I have mentioned table 1 and the alias name is T2, and same table 1 but with a different alias name T2. See that same tables we are using as an inner table and the same table we are using as an outer table. So now in this case we can say this is a self-join. This is the self-join, and here you can use the inner join or the left join, no problem. Either we use a inner joins or any other outer join, we can use it here. Still we can say this is a self-join. This is a concept of self-join where we are going to use the same table as the inner table as well as outer table. Okay. So now here, so we are going to see some examples. So now here select star from EMP managers. This is one of the table where we have the data. I think I need to connect it to our database. I am going to connecting to our database Crystal Spiders 0602. This is our database, and I am connecting. See now here we have the managers data, guys. You see that here. This is what the table EMP manager. This is employee IDs and employee names and their designation and the manager ID and the date of birth. So now we can understand this table first, and then we can implement this self-join concept against it. So now see here, this is CHR is the one employee, his designation is a CEO, and manager is null. Null means CHR is not having any manager. He is not assigned any manager, and his date of birth is 1998. Okay. And Mike, his designation is a CTO, and who is the manager of Mike? MID. MID means manager ID. For Mike, who is the manager? One means that is a CHR. So here Mike is the employee and Mike manager is a CHR. This one represents the manager. And for Mike, who is the manager? One means a CHR. So Mike manager is a CHR. And this is what the date of birth of Mike. And Scott is the another employee, Scott, and his designation is a director. And Scott manager is 2. 2 means Mike. Okay. And similar way, PT is the employee and his designation is a director. And PT's manager is 2. 2 means Mike. PT's manager is Mike. And Greg is the employee. Greg is the designation is also director, and Greg is reporting to the manager PT. Similar way, Jock manager is 5. Samson manager is 4. Rose manager is 4. That means Samson and Rose is reporting to PT. And Ronnie and Peter is reporting to Rose. Andy is reporting to 10. 10 means Peter. Smith, here 2 people are there. Smith, Josh. 2 people are there with the same name, Smith and Jas. These three people are reporting to 5. 5 means Greg. And Michael, designation is a PM, manager ID is a 12, and Michael manager is a 12. 12 means Smith, this is Smith. And Giselle manager is a 10. 10 means Peter. See, this is what the table. This is what the employee names and their designation and the managers. And you observe one thing, all these IDs are coming from same table EID column, right? So now here in place of leader, here we have 10. 10 means who is the manager for Giselle? Peter. Can I say in the same 10, can I say 20? Can I put to 30 or can I put 100? See, now here whatever values you are going to put here in this column, these values should be available in the EID column. Otherwise, if you, for suppose in place of Giselle, if we put here 20 or 30 or 40, it will not work, right? That is violating the constraints, foreign key constraints. So if we can go back and refer our foreign key constraints class, we have discussed about creating the foreign key constraints on MID column and referring same table and EID column. You see that? Let's go back to our previous class. And that is what the unique key constraints class, foreign key constraints and unique key constraints. And here we have written that note saying that the manager ID is the foreign key constraint. Let me show you where we mentioned that one. Here you see EMP managers table and MID column. It is referring the same table EMP managers and EID column. This is what the foreign key constraint. That means whatever values you are going to put in MID column, the same value should be available in the EID column. Guys, this is very sample data, right? In this Excel sheet I mentioned very sample data. In a database we have so much of data. I think we added 2 more records additional in the database, if you can see that. Yeah. Okay, that is fine. This is what that foreign key constraint what we created. So now in this case, my requirement is I am going to use this same table EMP managers as a outer table as well as inner table. So now here in this above table, that is above table EMP managers itself is a parent and a child table, because MID column is depending on the EID column. So as per the foreign key constraint, so this table is itself is a parent and itself is a child table, right? The MID column depends on the EID column in the same table. So we will be using concept of self join to get the data from this type of tables. See, now here I am going to use the self join concept to get some of my requirements, to achieve some of my requirements. Let's see what type of requirements we can see from this table. So now here I wanted to display the data. Write a query to display that EMP names and their manager names. So now here this is employee name and this is their manager IDs. But instead of IDs, I want to display their names like Mike CHR, Scott Mike, PT Mike, Greg PT, Jack Greg, Samson PT, Rose PT. So instead of IDs, I want to display their names here. Whichever these ID names are there, I want to display their names. So now here we need to join this same table twice, guys. Okay. So that's where we are going to use it. You see that this is very simple to understand. This is EMP managers. That is what I am going to give this alias name as employees, and the same EMP managers I have taken as a managers. And after that we will be having 2 copies of EMP managers. Just assume 2 copies of EMP managers, same table 2 copies. One copy of table is referring as employees, another copy of table is referring managers. And these 2 tables, employees and managers, we are going to join based on these 2 columns, MID and EID. And then we are displaying the required columns. That's it. But I don't want to execute it now, right now. So let's go back to the Excel sheet and then we can see that. Let's understand how this self join is going to be executed from this. So now see here, let me scroll up. So now here, so this is what the query we have written. Let's understand this query, guys. So now here from EMP managers, and this is going to be referred as employees. EMP managers, and it is going to be referred as employees, and same EMP managers, that is going to be referring as managers. That is going to be referring as the managers. And these two tables, we are going to join these two tables by using inner join concept. By using inner join concept, we are going to join these two tables, employees and managers, based on MID column and EID column. You see that from employees we are taking MID column, from managers we are taking EID column. See this, guys. So this is what we are referring, this table, outer table we are referring as the employees table. That's what this table. And the inner table we are referring it as manager. Same table but with a different alias name. That's it. That's the managers. And here from EMP table take the MID column, from a managers table take EID column, and join based on these records. Join these records based on MID column and the EID column. So that means here CHR is going to join with none of these records, because CHR MID is null. This null is not going to match with any of these records. So ignore this record, because we are using inner join. Inner join means display only matching records. Whichever records it is having matches, join those records and display to the users. That's what inner join concept. And here this is what mic means this is what MID1, and this one is matching with this one CHR. So this record is going to join with this record. Here the one matching, and here Scott 2, this 2 is going to match with this 2 mic, and similar way this PT is going to match with the 2 means mic. So now here, and Greg is going to match with the 4 means a PT, join this Greg with this PT. See that wherever these IDs are there, these IDs are matching with these employee IDs, and join those records. As usual, same type of joins, guys. You see that after it is joined, this is what that employees data, and this is what it is after you join. We can see like this, where MIDs are equal to their employee IDs. So now here we can, from this join data, we are going to take this column as employee names, and we are going to take this column as a manager names. That's it. We got the data. See now. So now take this e-name column, employees.ename. This is the e-name column coming from employees table, and this is the e-name coming from managers table. Same table, guys, but with the different alias names. We given different alias names. Okay. And now here I am displaying this column and this column. I am displaying this column as employees, and I am displaying this column as managers. You see that? Employees.ename as a employee name, managers.ename as a manager name. So finally employee name, manager name, it is what it is displayed. Okay. So this is what, guys, self-join concept. So when there is a need to display the data by referring the same table, for suppose when we want to display something from the table which is acting as itself is a parent and itself is a child table, in that case we are going to use this type of self-join concept. Okay. Self-join concept is always applicable for the tables which we are using, which tables are referring it as same table as a parent table and the same table as itself is a child table. In that case we are going to use this type of self-join concepts to achieve something from that table. So now similar, see that here the problem is we are missing that this record, guys. CHR is missing. He is also one employee, but he is not having any manager, because when we use inner join, that's why it is missing. Missing means this record is not having any matches here. This is null, MID is null. This null is not going to match with any of these records. That's why this record is not going to display. But I want to still see this record. Then how do we do this? We have to use a left join instead of inner join. If we use left join, then even though this record is not matching, still this record will display with the nulls. So that's why same query, but we are using here left join. When we use left join, even though this record is not having any matches, still this record will display. Left join. Left join means left side records. So now see here that record is displayed with all the nulls. This is what we are discussing, right? And now finally I am able to see CHR employee null and all other employees with their manager names. Okay. So this is what, guys, a self-join concept. This is what the self-join, and we can let's go back to that SQL query and we can execute that. I am going to execute this one. Now I can see MyQ CHR all. When I use a simple join or inner join, we are not going to see that CHR, because CHR is having null, employee manager ID is null. So I am going to use. So now here alias names are mandatory, guys. Okay, just for our understanding purpose, I give an alias names employees and managers, or else we can give anything, no problem. See, E1 and E2 also you can give it, that's not a problem. Alias names are mandatory while applying self-join logic, it's a mandatory. Otherwise, it will be confusing to the system which table you are referring. If you don't use alias names, then it will be the confusion which table you are referring, right? Outer table or inner table. That's why we have to give alias names, and we can use that alias names while specifying the join condition. Okay, so now here we are going to see left join. Same query, I am using the left join. When we use left join, it will display that CHR employee also. See now, we got that CHR. This is what the result, guys, what we are seeing. And from these results, these columns are employee table columns. See that employee dot star. That means the first 5 columns from employees table, and these 5 columns from managers table. And from this result set, I am going to take only this column and this column, these 2 columns. So this next query is displaying the same thing. So now this is what EMP names, and this is their manager names. CHR is having manager name is null. That represents he is not having any manager, he is the boss in the company. Okay, so this is what here it is. This is what self join, guys. Okay. And now we are going to see how to update or delete the data by using the joins. It's a very important, guys. So deleting, updating the data by using the joins, because the condition when we are going to update the data, I am going to put the condition on a different table. So that's what we are going to see, that updates and the deletes. Okay, I want to delete all the employees from the department whose name is IT department. I want to delete all the employees from the IT department. I want to update the salaries of all the employees whose was department location in the UK. Just 1 minute, guys. See the requirements. So now we will be having this type of requirements. In that case, we have to update and delete the data by applying the joins. So now let's see that. How do we delete and update the data using the joins? So now here, let me connect it to our database, Crystal Spider 602 database, and here we see this. So these are the 2 tables. We are going to see that. So let's start from DEPT table and employee table, guys. And now here the requirement is, these are the 2 tables. Let me execute these 2 tables. This is what the department's data, and this is the employee's data. So now see here. So in these departments, right, I want to do some updates and deletes in the employee table based on the conditions in a DEPT table. What does that mean? It means you see this requirement, write a SQL query to update the employee salaries. I want to add 500 rupees to the existing salaries, whatever salary is there right now. So just on top of that, add 500 rupees. Okay, that's what here the requirement. But whose department name is bench department? First of all, I need to know that, right? The people who are from bench department. Okay. First you identify the people who are from bench department, and then after I am going to update only those employee salaries, adding up 500 to the existing salary. So now step 1. So now here I am going to achieve this type of updates and deletes by using these. If for suppose, guys, if the requirement is, if updating the data in employee salaries based on the condition on a different table here, that's the change here. That's the thing is different. For suppose if the condition is also from same table, then it is a direct update statement, update table name, where some column name equal to some conditions, equal or greater than whatever it is. But here the thing is, I am going to update the data in the employee table based on the condition in a department table. The department name is the column. That column is not there in employee table, guys. That column is there in a DEPT table, right? So how do you do? First, I am going to step 1. What we need to write to achieve this type of requirements? First, step 1, write the proper select query. So always, guys, when you have this type of things, first you write the proper select query to display the employees whose department name is bench. So how did you get this data? We have to join these 2 tables. Get the data from DEPT, join EMP based on DEPT dot did. So now I am writing simple join statement to understand the people, to get the people who are there in a. So now I am going to put under dept dot dname equal to bench. So now that means I am going to take only the bench department people to join. So take only the employees. So now here I am going to take only employees, guys. I don't need to display any columns from department table. So now if I execute this one, it will display these are the 3 employees are from bench department. So now I need to display, so same query, guys. So now in this case I am using the alias names here, okay, but here I am not using alias names, but that's fine, right? Yeah, but using the alias name is always good practice, guys. So I will keep this on a second statement, but here I am using alias names. I am going to keep this a second statement as it is. So now step 2. Step 2 is I am going to write update statement. How do you write update statement? Remove the select clause and put update clause in the above query. So this query, right, I am going to remove this select clause. Select clause means select employee dot star, and here I will put update statement. Update statement on which table, guys? That is very important. And here the alias names also mandatory. And remove this. Okay, let me put here alias names. Alias names are mandatory. Yes, guys. So alias names are mandatory in this SQL queries. Always put alias names. This one, departments, employees. Okay. And here, so same query, guys. So remove the select clause and put update clause in the above query. Same query I copy pasted and I removed select clause. And now I am going to put update statement. Update. Which table you are updating? I am updating EMP table. EMP nothing but employees. So now let's employees table. What we are updating? I am updating salaries. So now eSal. Update employees, set eSal equal to, take the current salary and add 500 rupees. Take the current salary, add 500 rupees and update that salary into eSal. That's it. That's it, guys. This is what the query. So if I execute this one, it is going to update the employees who are from this. So very simple, guys. This from clause is giving 3 records. As per PLP, first from clause will come and these 3 records will giving to this update statement. That's it. And this update statement will update salaries only for these 3 records. This update statement will not touch any other records. So only these 3 records. Salaries will get modified because this from clause is going to give only these 3 records to this update statement. Let's execute. See that only 3 records are affected. It is saying only 3 records are affected. And if you can go back and check it out, those 3 records from this select statement, see that the salaries are modified. Execute one more time, then one more 500 will be added. So now the Smith will become 11,000. Smith will become 11,000. So this is how we are going to write update statements. Okay, same query, guys. And this is how we are going to write update statement while by using the join operations, guys. Please do this practice. I am going to give a lot of homework on this same type of requirements. I want you to do the practice. So now write a SQL query, guys. Same thing here. Write a SQL query to update the employees' salaries. Add 100 rupees to the current salary whose department name is in is bench or pool or H manage, either one of these. Okay, take all those employees from these 3 departments and they update their salaries to 100. So now first I am going to write proper select statement. First I am going to write proper select statement. Same guys. I think why should I type? Let me copy and paste this the same query. I copy and I am going to paste here. But here I am going to use 3 departments instead of 1 department. I will use 3 departments. Let's remove this in equal operator and put in predicate. So because I am going to put multiple values in the condition. What are those other 2 values? Pool and H manage. Let's check it out. What are all the employees are there within these three departments. Fetch manage. And let's see this, guys. I'm going to execute this one. Now I can see there is a total 6 records are there. Total 6 records are there, guys, among these three departments. Okay, see that 1, 2, 3. 3 people are from one department. There is only one person is there from 1004, and there are 2 people are there from 1008. But I don't know what is these departments. But as per these 3 departments, I can say these 3 are these 3. Okay, this is fine. So now here, same update statement we are going to write. Okay, same SQL query, guys. So remove this as select class. Same SQL query, guys. I am going to do the same thing. So copy and paste this the same SQL query. Remove that select class and put the update statement. So remove means I will comment out. So this class will not come anywhere. So now I am going to update. So this from class is going to give only these 5 records, guys. So these are 6 records, and these 6 records is giving to this update statement, update command. So this update command will update only these 6 records, guys. Which values you are going to update? I am going to update the columns from employees table. I am going to update the columns from employees table. Set ESAL equal to take the current salary and add 100 rupees to this current salary. That's it. So this is what the query. If I execute this one, total these are 6 people. For these 6 records, their salaries will be updated to 100. So this is how we are going to write the SQL queries by using the joins. This is what update commands by using the joins. Similar way, we are going to write delete commands also. So if I execute this one, guys, for all these employees, 100 rupees will be added. 6 rows are affected. Let's go back and check it out their salaries. You see that now it is added 100 rupees everywhere. So this is what, guys. In the similar way, again, we can delete the records, delete the employees whose department location is IND or India. I want to delete some of the records. But anyway, I don't want to do this delete directly, because I want this data for further classes. So that's why I am not going to delete this data, but I will write the statements. So write a proper select query to display the employees whose department location is either IND or India. So from this location, there are so many departments are there. From those departments, whoever employees are there from those departments, I want to delete all those departments. Guys, this is what the column from department location. This is the column from department table, and in that column there should be India or IND location names. So there may be one or more than one department is operating from this location, India or IND, and from that departments, whoever the employees are there, I want to delete those employees. So for this we have written one proper select query to display all the employees from the departments whose department's location is India or IND. You see that? So these are 3, there is one department, only one department, 1003, and this department location is maybe India or IND or India, either one of these. That means there is only one department is there right now from India or IND. There is only one department, and in that department we have 3 people. For suppose I want to add USA also, US. If I add US, then let's see that who are all will come again. If I add that US location from USA 1, not this is address, guys. See that there is one department, guys. This is address of the employees. Don't take this one. Okay. Let's take a dpt.stuff. Then we can understand it very well. Let me display that DEPT table data. Not DEPT. We have to say departments. So now here, this is what 1004 is that. This is the department of pool. See that this is 1003 is from IND, and this is a pool department. 1004 is the pool and US location. Okay. If we add UK, then we will see some more also. If we add UK location, see that so many departments are there in UK. That's why we are seeing. See that this is 1003 is there in UK. That's why we are seeing so many records. Okay, this is fine. Anyway, I don't want to delete all these records. I don't want UK also. I want only India or IND as per the requirement. Okay. So guys, so now here this is what select statement. It is showing up all these 3 records. And now what we need to do, same SQL query, remove this select command, remove this select class, and put a delete from EMP. That's it. So now whichever records are coming from this from class, from employee table, referring employee table, those records will be gone. But it will not delete any of the data or any of the records from DEPD table. No, it will delete only those 3 employees. These 3 employees from EMP table. That is what here, guys. That's what here the delete command. So to do that, right, I don't want delete the data physically, so that's why I am using begin tran and rollback commands. This begin tran and rollback command will come in the next sessions, guys. So that is what transaction sessions. Begin tran will help to delete the records but not committed. That means it will not permanently delete these records. It will help to temporarily delete these records. After delete, we can also get back that records by seeing rollback. So let me execute this begin tran first. Let's execute that begin tran and then execute this delete statement. If I execute this one, it is deleted 3 records. It is saying 3 rows are affected. That means 3 records are get deleted. See now 3 rows affected. That means 3 records are deleted. I am going to say rollback. So when I say rollback, these 3 records will again come back to my employee table. You can check it out. So in that employee table, it is saying empty. There are no records because we just know we deleted na. That's why it is not showing up those 3 records. Let's go back and say that rollback. When I say rollback, those 3 records will again come back to the table. So I said rollback. So now let's go back and check it out. We can see those 3 records now. I can see those 3 records because when you want delete the data or update the data on a temporary basis, use this begin tran first and then rollback. So between this begin tran and rollback, you can write your queries and you can test it. Okay. So this is what that, guys, updating and deleting the data using the joins concept. Okay. So this is why we are using these joins to update and delete, because I am going to put conditions on a different table and I am going to display the values from one table. We can also use the subqueries also, guys. Here we can also use the subqueries to do this, but at the time of subqueries we will see all this. Okay, at the time of subqueries we will see all this, but this is in case of if you want to join, use the joins also, we can do this update and delete operations. So this is what, guys, what I have planned, and let me walk you through the homework, what homework we have. So this is what that homework we have from this self join and update and deleting the data. So now I want you to go through all these homework files, all these questions, and I want you to write the SQL query. Same guys. See now here, write a query to display the colleges and their department names. So display the employee name and their department name. This is the homework. I just mixed up with the inner joins, left joins, and self joins, and these joins and these updates and deletes also. Write a query to display all the projects along with the employees, and make sure those employees' salary should be greater than 2000. So this is all self joins are there, guys, and you have to do all this one by one. Okay. This is overall homework, guys. So far, whatever concepts we have covered in joins, that's what inner joins, outer joins, and conditions, and join the multiple tables. All this is the homework from all these concepts. Okay. So now this is fine. And now the next one is practicing the SQL joins with ones. There is one concept is there. We'll do this practice, and also cross join is there, guys. So we are going to let's see this cross join and inner join. What is this cross join and inner join? Okay. So we are going to use this cross join concept. What is this cross join? Cross join means what, guys? Cross join means every record from outer table will go and join with every record in a inner table. That means here, right, when we are going to use the cross join, there is no kind of on predicate. On predicate is not there, guys. It's not required for a cross joins. That means matching criteria is not required. Here the matchings are not going to be happening. Take the record from outer table, join that record with all the records in an inner table. Take every record, each and every record from DEPT table and join that record with every record in an employee table. So now here we have not mentioned any on clause here, on predicate. That represents there is no kind of matching process here. So let's execute this one and see the results. You see that the record HR department is joined with all these employees. You see this record is joined with all the employees. It doesn't matter what from which department these employees are from. It is not going to check that. See that similar way bench department is matching with is joined with all these records, and the pool department is joined with all the employees, and admin department is joined with all the employees here. So this is what we are going to say cross join. Cross join is nothing but each and every record from outer table will join with each and every record in an inner table. That is what cross join. So the result from this cross join, we are going to calling it as Cartesian product. The result from this SQL query, we can calling it as Cartesian product. So either we can write the cross join like this, or else we can simply say that column table name, that is what outer table comma EMP table. See, two tables we mentioned, just separated with the comma, that's it. And this also is going to produce same results. That is what cross join as well. And this query also will be considered as a cross join SQL query. And now here guys, from these results, right, from these results, either this results or this results, what I am going to put, I am going to put one condition. What is that condition? So this is what the results guys, from after join this cross join results, that's what Cartesian product results. I am going to apply one condition. What is that? One where condition. That is what? Under this DID, under this DEPT ID. This is the column from the DEPT table and this is the column from employee table. So what I am going to put the condition where this DID is equal to this DEPT ID. Wherever these two columns are having same values, take only those records. That means see here, these two records are having same values. And this record is not having same value. Here DEPT is 1003, this is 1002. Don't take this record. And this record is matching. Take this record. And these records are not at all matching. All these records not matching. So don't display these records. I am going to put one where condition, either this query or else this query. Then let's see that what will happen. So now here I am going to put this where clause. And let's execute. If I execute this one, the where clause, what it will do guys, it will go to each and every record. See that this is only the result we got. It will go to this record and verify these two IDs are same or not. DID value and DEPT ID value. If it is same, then take that record. So now here you see these are the results. So this cross join with the where clause will be displaying the result of same results of inner join. Guys, see that this is the results are nothing but inner join. So same query guys. So this one and this one both are same. And this one, see this, all these three queries going to be represent same results. All these three queries are going to give the same results. Because here we are doing inner join, only matching data. This where clause is causes to take only the records of whose DID is equal to DEPT ID. This in both queries the where clause is causes to take only the records whose DEPT ID is equal to DID is equal to DEPT ID. So in these three cases, it is going to take only the matching records. Finally, these three queries are going to take only the matching records based on the DID column and the DEPT ID column. You will see this guys in some of the projects. You will see that SQL queries will be separated with the commas, and where clause they will use these key columns. This is also another form of writing inner join. We can see this type of SQL queries also when we are reviewing your project. If the project is such a old and people are written that SQL code such a long back, then we will see that inner join like this also. What is the QLP here? From class, where class and the select class. So the result of cross join is nothing but Cartesian product. Here that guys the result. So now these results we are going to say Cartesian product. From this Cartesian product again we are taking only matching data. That's what here guys. Okay. When the results are coming from this is what we are going to say cross join, or else this is also we are going to say cross join. The result of this cross join we are going to calling as Cartesian product. This is what guys cross join. So now today's session we have discussed about these self joins and how to delete and update the data using the joins, and also we have seen that how to understand this self cross join. Okay guys, so now this is what we planned today, and tomorrow we are going to continue the same joins. We will do some practice on tomorrow session guys, how to join the data on that. Okay, so if no questions, then see you on tomorrow same time and we can continue the class. Thanks everyone, thanks for joining. See you tomorrow same time.